Mary Magdalene, who followed Jesus to the death. Some Bible students have labeled Mary Magdalene a prostitute, but there is no evidence for this whatsoever. There is no mention of family lineage or how she acquired income. What we do know about her is that she was a devout follower of Jesus. Mary Magdalene had 7 devils. What's the difference between devils and demons? In the Bible, angels are a range of spirits created by God which have specific categories, including cherubim, seraphim, and archangel. They are God's messengers. Demons are supernatural evil beings. They are the fallen angels who followed Satan instead of God. These fallen angels, along with Satan, chose to rebel against God. Angels, Satan, is their leader. Their job is to do everything in their power to defeat God's plan and hinder his people from being saved because they are doomed. The biblical accounts of demon possessed are they were mute, blind and mute, the legions, which were uncontrollable, crying out, cutting themselves with stones, and they were self destructive. Jesus healed Mary Magdalene. To be healed from demon possession was a huge thing, kind of like being saved or coming from death to life. Mary Magdalene devoted her life to following Jesus, for she knew that he was the Son of God. She knew her life had been transformed by his power. She was free from pain and anguish. There are no negatives written about her. Actually, it seems as though she outserved the apostles. She did not deny Jesus like Peter, nor did she betray him like Judas. She did not stand afar off when Jesus was arrested like the disciples. And where she is mentioned with other women, her name is sometimes put first, before even Mary, the mother of Jesus. She was with Jesus from her transformation to his resurrection. Women traveled with Jesus. Mary was one of the women who used her own finances to care for the expenses of the traveling disciples. We can see here on a picture that women traveled with Jesus as they walked many, many miles as he was doing his preaching work. Mary was with the other women at the cross. Near the cross of Jesus stood his mother's sister, Mary, the wife of Cleopas, and Mary Magdalene. Mary had cared for Jesus' needs, followed him everywhere, and was not afraid or hiding at the trial or at the crucifixion as the apostles. She followed to see where they would lay him. Joseph of Arimathea took the body of Jesus, wrapped him in spices, and put him in his own new tomb, as was the custom. Mary and the other women observed or possibly aided in this process. A stone was rolled in front of the tomb of Jesus. Soldiers were stationed at the entrance to guard the tomb. The Jewish leaders did not want anyone to steal the body of Jesus. But one day, the third day, angels came down and rolled the stone away from the tomb. Actually, the soldiers were so frightened until they felt like dead men. Death could not hold Jesus. The angels came and rolled the stone away. The women came to put spices on the body of Jesus. There are 4 different narrations of the women. I will talk just about the one of Mary Magdalene. Women at the tomb. There are different accounts of this scene. Some say that Mary came alone first, saw the empty tomb, and went and got the other women. Mary was one of the devoted women who came early in the morning to the empty tomb that first Easter Sunday morning. The tomb is empty. Mary Magdalene was persistent. She was the first one to reach the tomb that morning, For the custom of the Jews was to visit the tomb of a loved one after they had been buried for 3 days. When Mary and the other women arrived at the tomb of Jesus, they were stunned. The huge rock, which was supposed to seal the tomb, had been rolled away. Immediately, she went to get help, thinking that the body had been stolen. The disciples looked in the tomb and saw that it was empty for themselves. They went back home. Only Mary Magdalene remained at the tomb, not wanting to leave. She didn't expect to see Jesus, but couldn't pull herself away. Mary is first to see the risen Jesus. Mary sees a man and thinks he is the gardener. She asks if he had moved Jesus. Jesus reveals himself to her by calling her name, Mary. He then commissioned her to go tell the others that he had risen. He is alive. Mary Magdalene ran to tell the disciples that Jesus was risen. She had seen him. She went alone and was first to find the empty tomb on the resurrection morning, the only one in John's gospel to meet Jesus face to face. We can learn from her persistence in waiting for Jesus, her sincerity in searching for him, and her enthusiasm in telling others about Jesus the Savior. We can truly benefit from her transformed life. She went from sinner, which we all are, to the most devoted saint. This should be a very inspiring to us. We should follow her footsteps. In the next post, I will be showing how we are so different than the Lord. With his compassion, he does not he is not prejudiced. He goes to save. I hope that you will read the next post.